Have you ever found yourself in that frustrating limbo where you can't tell if the quirky girl you like sees you as just a friend or something more? It's a confusing dance of mixed signals, lingering glances, and hopes that maybe, just maybe, there's a spark of romance waiting to ignite. You can't shake the feeling that something seems a little off, even as she engages you in conversation and seems genuinely interested in your life. But then doubt creeps in. Is she just being friendly, or is your heart reading too much into her warmth and curiosity? If you found yourself trapped in this maddening cycle of uncertainty, fear not. This guide is here to help you navigate the treacherous waters of mixed signals and unravel the mysteries of her true feelings. We'll dive deep into the subtle signs that could reveal whether she sees you as a potential partner or has firmly placed you in the friend zone. From body language cues to conversational patterns, we'll leave no stone unturned in our quest to decipher her true intentions. Brace yourself for an eye-opening journey as we explore the 15 telltale signs that she doesn't like you more than a friend. Get ready to have your suspicions confirmed or your hopes rekindled, because by the end of this guide, you'll have the tools to read between the lines and understand the true nature of your connection. Sign number 1. She avoids physical contact. If a woman is actively avoiding physical contact with you, such as steering clear of hugs, avoiding accidental brushes, or even refraining from pats on the back, it could indicate that she sees your relationship as strictly platonic. In many cases, physical touch can be a subtle yet strong indicator of romantic interest. By avoiding these physical interactions, she may be consciously or unconsciously setting a boundary to maintain a friendship rather than signaling any romantic intentions. Sign number 2. She talks about other romantic interests. If a woman openly talks to you about her crushes, dates, or romantic interests with other people, it's a strong indication that she sees you only as a friend. When someone is romantically interested in you, they typically don't share these kinds of intimate details with you, as they might not want to risk making you feel uncomfortable or jealous. So, if she's discussing these topics with you, it's likely that she values your friendship but doesn't see you as a potential romantic partner. Sign number 3. She doesn't reciprocate flirtatious behavior. If you've been flirting with a woman, but she doesn't seem to respond in a flirtatious way or ignores your attempts, it's likely that she either doesn't realize you're flirting or doesn't feel the same way romantically. When someone is interested in you romantically, they usually reciprocate flirting or at least acknowledge it in some way. If she responds in a purely friendly or platonic manner, it could mean that she values your friendship but doesn't see you in a romantic light. Sign number 4. She includes you in group activities. If a woman frequently invites you to join group activities or hangouts with her friends, it's likely that she sees you as part of her inner circle of friends rather than someone she's interested in romantically. When someone is romantically interested, they often prefer spending more one-on-one time to get to know each other better. By including you in group settings, she may be signaling that she values your friendship and enjoys your company, but doesn't see you as a potential romantic partner. Sign number 5. She talks about you to her friends in a platonic way. If a woman consistently refers to you as my friend or my buddy when talking about you to her friends, it's likely that she sees you in a purely platonic light. When someone has romantic feelings for another person, they often use different language or express their feelings in a way that indicates a deeper connection. By using these casual, friend-like terms, she may be signaling to her friends and to you that she sees your relationship as strictly platonic. Sign number 6. She doesn't seem jealous or territorial. If a woman doesn't show any signs of jealousy or territorial behavior when you interact with other potential romantic interests, it's likely that she sees you only as a friend. When someone is romantically interested, they often feel a sense of possessiveness or jealousy when they see the person they like with someone else. If she doesn't seem bothered by your interactions with others, it could mean that she doesn't have romantic feelings for you. Instead, she may value your friendship and feel secure in your relationship, seeing you more as a friend than a potential romantic partner. Sign number 7. She treats you like one of the guys. If a woman treats you like one of the guys, meaning she jokes around with you, engages in playful or rough behavior, and shares casual or locker room style humor, it's likely that she sees you as a friend rather than a romantic interest. When someone is romantically interested in another person, they often behave differently, showing more sensitivity and a desire for a deeper connection. By treating you like one of her platonic male friends, she may be signaling that she values your friendship but doesn't see you in a romantic light. Sign number 8. She doesn't initiate one-on-one hangouts. If a woman doesn't make an effort to spend time with you alone and only sees you in group settings or with mutual friends, it could indicate that she doesn't see you in a romantic light. When someone is interested in a romantic relationship, they often seek out opportunities to be alone with the person they like, to get to know them better and deepen their connection. If she hasn't initiated any one-on-one hangouts, it may suggest that she sees you more as a friend than a potential romantic partner. Sign number 9. She doesn't seem invested in your personal life. If a woman doesn't show much interest in learning about your personal life, such as your dreams, goals, and aspirations, it may indicate that she sees you as just a casual friend. In a romantic relationship, people typically show a deeper interest in each other's lives, wanting to know more about what makes the other person tick. If she only knows surface-level details about you, it could suggest that she hasn't considered a romantic connection or doesn't see you in that light. Sign number 10. She's physically distant. When someone is romantically interested, they often display physical closeness, like maintaining eye contact, leaning in during conversations, or finding reasons to be near you. If a woman keeps a noticeable physical distance, it might indicate that she's not interested in a closer, more intimate relationship. This could be because she sees you as a friend and wants to maintain boundaries, or she simply doesn't feel a romantic connection. Pay attention to how she interacts with you compared to others to get a better sense of her feelings. Sign number 11. She's comfortable being vulnerable around you. If a woman feels completely comfortable being vulnerable around you, sharing her deepest fears, insecurities, and personal struggles, it could indicate that she sees you more as a trusted friend than a romantic interest. While vulnerability can be a sign of trust and emotional intimacy in a romantic relationship, if she shares these aspects of herself with you without any romantic context, it suggests that she values your friendship and trusts you with her innermost thoughts and feelings. This doesn't necessarily mean that she doesn't have romantic feelings for you, but it does indicate that she sees you as someone she can rely on and confide in on a deep, personal level. Sign number 12. She doesn't seem fazed by your dating life. If you talk to a woman about your dating life or romantic interests, and she doesn't seem bothered or interested, it's likely that she doesn't have romantic feelings for you. When someone is romantically interested, they might show some level of curiosity, concern, or even jealousy about your dating experiences. However, if she appears indifferent or unbothered by your dating life, it suggests that she sees you more as a friend than a potential romantic partner. Her lack of reaction could indicate that she values your friendship but doesn't see you in a romantic light. Sign number 13. She's affectionate with other friends. If a woman is physically affectionate with her other friends, such as hugging, touching, or being physically close, but she maintains a noticeable distance with you, it might suggest that she sees you differently from her other friends, and not in a romantic way. People often show physical affection to express closeness and intimacy, but if she doesn't display this behavior with you, it could indicate that she sees your relationship as more platonic. This doesn't mean she doesn't value your friendship, but it could suggest that she doesn't feel a romantic connection with you. Sign number 14. She asks for advice about other romantic interests. If a woman asks for your advice or opinion about her romantic interests with other people, it's likely that she sees you as a trusted friend rather than a potential romantic partner. When someone is romantically interested, they usually avoid discussing their romantic interest with the person they like to prevent any potential discomfort or jealousy. However, if she consistently seeks your input on these matters, it suggests that she values your friendship and trusts your judgment, but doesn't see you in a romantic light. This doesn't mean she doesn't care about you, but it does indicate that she sees your relationship as more platonic than romantic. Sign number 15. She's honest and open about her lack of romantic interest. If a woman is honest and open about not having romantic feelings for you, it's crucial to respect her boundaries and accept her words. If she has directly told you that she sees you only as a friend or that she's not interested in a romantic relationship, it's important to take her at her word. It might be disappointing, but it's essential to understand and respect her feelings. Trying to change her mind or convince her otherwise is not respectful and can harm your friendship. Instead, focus on maintaining a positive and respectful friendship, and keep your eyes open for potential romantic interests who may reciprocate your feelings. Navigating the tricky terrain of mixed signals and unspoken feelings can be a daunting task, but by paying close attention to the signs, you can gain valuable insight into where you truly stand with the quirky girl you like. Remember, every situation is unique, and these signs should be viewed as general guidelines rather than absolute truths. It's possible for a girl to exhibit some of these behaviors while still harboring romantic feelings, or to defy these conventions entirely. The key is to trust your instincts, communicate openly and honestly, and respect her boundaries and decisions. If she's made it clear that she sees you as a friend, it's important to honor that and not persist in pursuing a romantic connection that she doesn't reciprocate. Ultimately, the goal should be to cultivate a healthy, respectful relationship, whether romantic or platonic, built on mutual understanding and respect. If a romantic connection isn't meant to be, cherish the friendship you share and embrace the unique bond that exists between you. And who knows, perhaps with time and patience, her feelings may evolve, or you'll find someone else who appreciates the depths of your heart and soul. Until then, treasure the journey, learn from the experiences, and never lose sight of your own worth and value, regardless of how she perceives you.